Some of us spend years doing what we are told until a time comes where we have this aha moment and we move in the direction of following our true azimuth. That is a big part of Cathy Nesbitt's story that you're going to hear today. Cathy's a worm advocate, and she is the founder of Cathy's Crawly Composters. She started that in 2002 and has never looked back. She's from Ontario, Canada, and she has a compelling story to share today. Hi, Cathy. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Scott. Thank you for the opportunity. I hope your audience is excited to learn about worms.
Not just worms, Cathy. People are excited to hear about your true azimuth story and how you ended up, after years of following a path that had no meaning for you, how you ended up with worms. Tell us about it.
A time I struggled to follow my true azimuth was working 20 years as a secretary. I changed jobs annually because I got bored and I needed variety. I didn't know that being an entrepreneur was an option. Nobody in my family or friends had their own business. I was told, get a job, work hard, and you'll get a gold watch when you retire. I didn't even understand why you needed a watch when you retired. But I did that. I worked hard. I had a great work ethic. So I persevered in that. I came from a belief that I could do anything. So I would just get another job. One of the expressions used to be, you have to have a job to get a job. Again, I didn't understand. How can you get a job if you have a job? How many dentist appointments can you possibly have? They're going to think you're really sick if you keep going to the doctor. So I didn't understand many of the common phrases that were going around at the time. In 2002, our landfill closed for the Greater Toronto Area, and we started to export our garbage to the U.S. As an avid gardener and composter, I knew the value of the organic matter that we were just throwing away in the garbage. People didn't know. I had a solution. I was introduced to vermicomposting when I first bought my house in 1993. A teacher friend asked me to look after her worm bin for the summer. I didn't want worms in my house. Oh my gosh, now I'm a worm advocate. Can you imagine? I took on the challenge because I think we should try things for ourselves. People are always willing to give you their advice. You won't like that. So rather than take the advice of other people, I said, I'm going to take on this challenge. And it was horrible. I had a house full of fruit flies, and it really wasn't a very pleasant experience. At the end of the summer, I did keep the worms alive. I was able to get the black gold, aka vermicompost, the fertilizer, and give back the worms to my teacher friend, and got on my way. I said I would never do worm composting again. If I wanted it, I would just buy the compost. Fast forward to 2000, I graduated with my psychology degree, got a job at a group home working with challenged folks. They had 10 homes and a farm, and they didn't compost. It was the first time that I realized people don't connect what they do. So here they were creating all of this garbage, all of this food waste, and then on the other side paying to get rid of it. I offered the solution of composting on site. Now, they didn't want to compost. They said, we don't need the fertilizer because we have cows. And so I was like, well, if you don't need the fertilizer, you could sell it. Imagine, instead of spending money to get rid of it, you're making money. So fun. So, how did I persevere? My goodness. I worked hard as a secretary. I had a great work ethic. As a people pleaser, I didn't want to let anybody down, so I did a great job. When I realized that I had a solution for this world problem, which was here we were exporting our garbage to the U.S. Half the people in Toronto 6 million people, half live in condos, townhouses, places without space to do outdoor composting. In come the worms, indoor composting with worms. And my business was born in 2002. And so for 20 years, I've been selling worms by the pound, offering the idea that you can have worms in your house, create wonderful black gold, grow delicious food, and do good for the planet.
Thanks, Cathy, for not only sharing your story, but educating us about the importance of worms.
I'm so grateful for the opportunity to share my passion for these marvels of nature. Worms are going to play an ever-increasing role in waste management, soil production, and therefore food security. It's essential that we learn now. Thank you for the opportunity.